What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Byron Vasquez Jr. I'm a Los Angeles-based actor, and here you will find personal stories of my journey as an actor, as well as tips and tricks and other acting-related content. Before we get started, there's a couple of housekeeping things. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, as it really helps out my channel. I am trying to reach that coveted 1,000 subscriber mark, as well as this little announcement. Check it out. Hey guys, as you know, I'm an actor, which means I love movies. And since you're watching my channel, it's a sure bet that you love movies too. So, sign up for Redbox today through my affiliate link in the description box below to have access to hundreds of movie titles on demand, on DVD, through the kiosk, and even early access to some anticipated films of the year. Just sign up with a password and email and you're ready to enjoy your favorite movies in the comfort of your own home. In this video, I will be doing a reaction video to the YouTube channel Film Courage, where they give filmmakers advice on how to direct actors. So, without further ado, let's roll the camera and action! So, like I said, I'm going to be watching this YouTube channel, Film Courage, how directors confuse actors, and I want to kind of see it from my perspective as an actor to see if what they're giving is legitimate advice. So let's get into it.
Can you explain how a director can micromanage an actor in their performance?
Yes, by talking too much. That's the quick answer to that.
Okay.
There are directors who, want to they want to delve into the inner life a lot. They want to talk. They want to front load. That's the thing that I think is the most dangerous, is when the director has a very an idea that he or she is very excited about, and they want to front load the actor with it before they even do anything.
That's interesting because it is true if the director has all these ideas and wants to front load the actor with it. I think normally, though, that happens throughout the pre-production process. You want to talk to the director and you want to ask him his ideas about the character, what he's thinking, and where he envisions the character, and then that you could apply that into your creation of the character. But I want to say that from my experience of working with a lot of different directors, the problem that I see with directors is that they don't communicate enough. There is a lot of directors who are comfortable behind the camera, who know what they're doing technically, who know what they're doing visually, but they don't know how to talk with actors or communicate with actors. I have worked with a couple of directors who never actually given any direction at all. They just set the scene, point the camera, and go action. And as far as direction goes, it's very, very little. So that is a good advice to give, but from my experience, directors are more reticent to give notes to actors or to give actors any sort of direction because even though filmmaking and acting, they're in tandem with one another, the skill sets are very different. Actors are more emotional. Filmmakers tend to be very technical. Let's keep going.
And they overtalk. It's the simplest thing is overtalking. I finally boiled it down to telling directors, listen more than you talk, and be percentage about that.
I had an experience once, especially when I did the commercial. The director was talking to the cameraman, and they were setting everything up, and they said, okay, you ready? Go. And I had no idea what the director wanted me to do. I had to ask him again, can you please explain what you need me to do? So again, from my experience, directors don't tend to communicate enough with the actor, and it's going to be different kind of terminology, different jargon. The directors are going to be talking very technically about what they want technically, and actors are going to want some more emotional kind of guidance as to where the director wants them to go emotionally. So it's almost like speaking two different love languages almost. But yeah.
Because that's takes much less time to talk about. And then if you can say to the actors, wait, this is not a family, nice people being nice. This is an argument. And then let the actors get there however they get there, instead of sort of well, now you have to get mad, and then you have to be disappointed, and then you have to get mad back, and now you have to, and that's micromanaging, is sort of giving the result for each each emotional turning point that you want.
I remember working for a theater company for many years, and the director was very specific about what he wanted. He said, "You don't have to do anything. I'm going to give you every little moment, every moment. I'm going to tell you what to do. It's your job to fill it up." Within that structure, I felt so free because he did give me all the plot points that I had to do, but it was my job to fill it with emotion. It was my job to fill it with the reality of what I was doing, and within that, I felt so free to act, because even though he was kind of micromanaging, it was still my interpretation of how he wanted me to hit these specific beats. So is that a bad thing to micromanage? I don't know. I preferred it sometimes because at least this director knew exactly what he wanted and he communicated it very efficiently. And this is because obviously this was a theater director, and most directors that you work with are going to be film directors who don't really know much about the acting process. Their job is to capture the moment, to capture the scene, to get it, to cut it, and to move on.
What if they're not getting the result they want?
I encourage directors to want a different result than sometimes they think they do. Because sometimes they've gotten married in their minds to a certain, uh, that they think the eyebrows are supposed to rise at a certain point, or there's supposed to be a certain line reading at a certain point, or there's supposed to be a certain pitch of anger, or at a certain point. And I try to get them, this is with script analysis, I try to get them to use their script analysis to get to a different thing to want, to get to the emotional event.
Yes, I love that. I love that. It's so true. When you're working on a project, it's a collaboration, right? That's the beauty of working on a project, is that you get everybody who has their creative skill sets. You get together, you know the story, you know what you're going for, but then you got to allow all the other artists to kind of put their input and let it go, and kind of let it take a life of its own. Then you can start capturing moments that you never, ever, ever thought that you were going to get. Because you have preparation, the accidents are going to happen and you're going to create magic. And as a filmmaker, it's your job to capture that magic and make sure that it fits within the realm of your story. And often, if you just let everyone kind of collaborate and let them work their magic, you're going to capture more than what you could ever thought possible. So I love that. But it's your job as an actor to remember the world that you're working in, and remember that you're there to serve the director's vision, and it should fit. Whatever you're doing should fit within the world that the director wants to create.
So maybe the director doesn't know what they want.
That's how it feels to the actor. If the director keeps saying, "Well, raise your eyebrow just a little bit more," then the director thinks they don't know what they want.
You know, it's interesting because I have the perspective of an actor, but I also have the perspective as a producer. And what people sometimes forget is that every department they're focused on their own specific department. Actors are focused on acting. The director has to see the entire thing. He oversees everything, so it's his entire vision. And if you're directing a project, that means that you should know what you want. You should know every detail in and out. You should know exactly how you want your camera, exactly how you want your lights, exactly what you want the performances to be like. Be prepared and then let it go for whatever magic happens. Sometimes a director does want something specific for a specific reason that maybe the actor isn't privy to. Maybe it's a technical thing of the director really wants this specific movement or this specific look or this specific eyebrow raising. While I was doing my own short film and Let God Do the Rest, my director wanted me to get a specific physical movement toward the camera, and I hated it. I hated it. I didn't understand why he wanted me to do it. I felt so uncomfortable, and it made me feel so self-conscious about it. I was supposed to scream this line and then go right into the camera. It just felt so unnatural to me. But the director said, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing." It just felt off because you wouldn't move like that in real life. Once I saw the finished piece or the cut, I realized what he was doing and how dramatic that movement looked while I was delivering that line. And I really, really loved it. And it was a really great moment in the film because I trusted the director. And that's what's important, that you trust the people that you're working with, because you might not know everything that's in their minds because you've been focused completely on your character, but the director's focused on the entire piece as a whole. So it's important to always, always, always trust your director.
What is the language of permission?
It can be as simple as saying, I had this idea that this scene could have higher stakes. Do you want to try that? Instead of saying, get angrier. Okay, that's an example of the language of permission.
Yeah, that's a good example. You can always tell when there's a director who's comfortable, who knows how to work with actors, and they're usually called an actor's director. They know how to communicate with an actor. They know that you can't just give a results-oriented direction like get angrier, because it doesn't really help. But a good director will just know how to express himself, know how to express what he wants. Good, and that's one of the, that there's a difference between an actress director and a technical director. And all actors love to work with actors directors because they just know how to bring out the performance.
A key element of the language of permission is that if the actor has a different idea than yours, than the director's, mine, if I'm the director, that I am not, if I discuss it with the actor, I'm not trying to convince them that my idea is better than theirs, but I'm trying to convince them that my idea is worth trying.
That's a good point. So it's being soft with people, it's not being abrupt. It's asking, hey, Judith, could we try it maybe this way instead of me dictating to you? Like, Judith, no, I need you to do it this way. I'm showing you respect. I'm being soft.
It's partly, but I guess if I use myself as an example, when I'm directing, I have a lot of energy. So I wouldn't say that I'm soft. I'm very energetic. So it's not an energy level.
Right.
It's checking in.
Actors are there to be vulnerable, and they're going to be in their most vulnerable emotional places. An actor is a raw nerve at that moment, and so how a director chooses to approach the actor while not trying to turn them off, to keep it flowing, keep it going, but kind of shift what they're doing, because maybe in the note they're not hitting the specific note that the director needs, or maybe they just see a different color than the actor is seeing. And so how a director approaches the actor in this moment of ultimate vulnerability is really important. And it's not docile, it's not weak, and it's not abrupt. It's just a very intimate way of communicating.
And when I really want something, I'll say, wait, okay, maybe I haven't explained this yet, but there's something that I want that we're not getting to. And tell me what you think I'm saying. And you see how a conversation like that has to be private.
Sure, but you're checking in instead of giving orders. And so even if the energy is intense, there's still a mutual respect.
Yes. I think so, yeah.
Like I said, it's a very intimate conversation that directors are going to have with their actors. They have a private conversation that's only privy to the actor and the director themselves. And I think that's really effective, because not only are you building trust with your actor and your actors trusting you, the director, but you're also still allowing them to be vulnerable and respecting them in that vulnerability, which is what you need as an actor in order to deliver in a scene. Just this ability to be open, this ability to be available to any emotion that pops up. So yeah, I think that's a great. Just like she said, be collaborative and be in private when you need to communicate with your actors. So that was it. Thank you very much. I think she gave wonderful advice. This channel is Film Courage. It's a YouTube channel that has dozens and dozens of videos on filmmaking, on acting, on writing, anything related to the movie industry. I recommend you checking out their YouTube channel. I'm going to add a link in the description box below featuring this interview, and from there you guys could explore the channel. Thank you very much once again for watching my channel. My name is Byron Vasquez Jr., and here you will find my personal stories as an actor, as well as tips and tricks and other acting related content. But for now, that's a wrap.